What's good, everybody on YouTube? It's your boy Akil McLeod back with another live video. And today I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna still answer everybody's questions. I'm usually on here for just about an hour, so I'll wait a little while until some more people start to join the chat. But every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm here for you guys to just answer whatever questions you guys may have. But like I said, I'm switching it up just a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys what I picked up today from the thrift store, because I don't do a ton of thrifting like I used to. There's only a couple in my area that I actually enjoy going to. Goodwill and Savers are completely out. I don't go there anymore. But the few things that I did pick up just today alone, I felt like it was definitely warranted a video, because I wasn't able to bring my camera along and kind of take you guys on like a trip to the thrift. So as you guys are starting to come into the chat, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any reseller related questions, entrepreneur related questions, this is the time to join. Basically, this is the time to answer it. This is the time to get those questions answered. So I kind of view this as like office hours. I used to work in higher education. For those of you that don't know, that's where the name DapperAdvisor came from. I was actually an academic advisor, and I used to hold office hours every day during the week. So now that I'm kind of transitioned on to being an entrepreneur, I figured I might as well keep some of those same things with me. And this is basically office hours for me. I like to sit here and just, engage with you guys for about an hour. So let's just see who's in the chat so far. We got Romeo. Yo, what's going on? We got Paces 305. What up? Been following you for a while. Finally joining the chat from Miami. That's what's up. I love Miami. Anytime I'm in Florida as a whole, it's usually good. But Miami definitely holds a special place in my heart. Let's see, what area do you shop in? Right now, I'm just shopping in Arizona. I'm in Mesa, Arizona. So anytime I'm doing like trips to Ross or trips to the thrift, sometimes I drive 20, 30, 40 minutes. So it depends. But I live in Arizona right now. Used to live in Cali, and that's when I used to do a lot of these type of thrift hauls, trip to the thrifts, because the thrift stores in my area were amazing. But ever since moving to Arizona, not gonna say the thrifts are terrible. It's just not what I was, the level of what I was used to. So it is what it is. OSNS, good evening, folks. Good evening to you as well. So since we do have a few people in here, let me just start going through some of these things. But like I told you guys earlier, if there's any questions, reseller related, entrepreneur related questions that you guys may have, hop in the chat, ask away, and I'm here for at least another hour. So first things first, some of these handheld games. This is some of the stuff I've been selling lately. I showed this in a previous video. Any of these handheld like Radica games, I'll show you guys the logo right here, Radica, and the thrift store tag still on here. Paid 99 cents for this one, also 99 cents. I think I got 5 of these all together. We got a lighted solitaire, and we also have Yahtzee. So like I said, Yahtzee is one of those games that always sell for some reason. It always sells for some good money. And when I say good money, it's not tons of profit here, but at the same time, when you spend $1 or maybe $2 on something and it can sell sometimes 10, 15, some of these games might sell as high as $20. To me, that's always really good money. For me, the goal is really, it's as long as I can double my money. But when you're dealing with small items like this that sell kind of quickly, especially with the times that we're in when everybody's at home and just playing more video games, these type of stuff sells really, really fast. And I was actually exposed to this the first time. I forgot which thrift store I was in, but I just wanted to check the comps on one of these games really quickly. And it was a brand new and sealed Yahtzee game, and it sold for like $70 on eBay. And I don't know what it was. Maybe that was kind of like rare. Maybe the fact that it was still brand new and sealed. No real clue why it sold for that much money, but that's one thing that kind of turned me onto it. So once I started checking more of the comps and just pre-owned items like this, I was seeing that these usually do sell for some good money. So this one here is also, I think, is from Radica, also 99 cents. And I think this is called Lighted Slots. So all of these games should sell for like, 15, $20. Nothing crazy, but got 5 of these and I spent $5. So that's, to me, I just think sometimes people ask questions in terms of like how to get started on reselling. And I think if you take smaller risks, you can kind of just get started in the reselling game. Start with thrift stores, start with garage sales, start with stuff out your closet. But these type of items is what I say is best to get started with. So let's see. We do have some more people in here. How's your day? How's your day been going? So far, the day's been good. I did go to the thrift. I did get some work done today. I posted some stuff on IG. I'm not on IG often. I used to spend a lot of time on IG, and now I'm like completely opposite. I'm probably on there maybe once a week, if that. So I got some work done on IG. I actually did a partnership with eBay promoting some sales that they got for Independence Day. Had a couple conference calls as well for some upcoming content that I might be dropping for you guys next week possibly. So your boy's been busy, just trying to stay productive, especially considering the fact that the gyms just closed a couple days ago. So my last gym session, I think, was on Tuesday. So it is what it is. I'm definitely not happy about that, but when quarantine first happened and the gyms were closed, I found myself getting in the best shape possible, and I lost like 15 pounds. So with the gyms being closed again, I'm going to just be able to maintain some of the muscle that I gained, some of the weight that I lost. I'm definitely going to maintain this weight, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, we got Marie in the chat. What's going on? How you doing? We got Romeo. Do your Burlingtons look like they're about to go out of business? Mine do. They're super empty. Yeah, Burlington, I don't know what it is. They have a bunch of signs all over my Burlington where they're saying, stay tuned, new merchandise coming. And it's been like that for just about 3 weeks now. And they're completely empty at this point. So, I'm going to continue checking in and just popping my head in really quickly to see if they're restocking. And I've heard that they're restocking in other cities, but mine is probably one of the last ones to kind of get that last restock. But but for the most part, Burlington is doing it's empty. Good evening to you as well, Vanzella. Okay, Casa Grande, I know about that area. They got some good thrifts out there. What are the best plus size brands to source? Plus size brands, I don't sell a ton of plus size clothing. I don't sell a ton of clothing anymore, period. But I know Polo Ralph Lauren has a really good plus size section, especially for men. They go up to like 5 and 6L. And I always tell people in any of my videos, larger sizes usually sell best for me. So when I used to sell a lot of clothing, if I was checking the thrift stores and I came across some size larges and extra large, those type of stuff I used to grab up all the time because those sell best for me. Size small, even though like I'm a size small, sometimes a medium, those usually don't sell that great. It really just depends on the brand. Let's see. Today was picture day for me, working now. That's what's up. I like when people have certain systems. It helps with overall productivity. Some days you might just want to knock out all pictures and just get it all done and then list it out slowly throughout the week, as long as you still have all the photos on your phone. Other people like to do it all at one time. Some people like to list things slowly throughout the week. And that's what I tell people to do. At least that's what works for me, is to just list items periodically throughout the week. Just stay consistent with it. Even if you have 5 items, you might want to spread those 5 items out throughout the week just so that your store is seeing some constant activity. But when I was working by myself, right now my wife helps me out with the eBay store and the Poshmark Closet, and she takes the photos for all of those things as well. And she likes to just take all the photos at one time. She doesn't necessarily like to have too much stuff kind of building up, so she just knocks them out as soon as I bring him home. Let's see. Have you ever picked up Peter Millar golf shoes? Found a bunch in Marshall's. Most 29 comps are really good. No, I haven't picked up anything. I haven't sold anything from Peter Millar in maybe a year. It's been a while. If anything, it was a little sooner than that, but it was probably just a golf shirt. I know golf right now is really big. Last time I was selling a ton of golf polo shirts, and those were selling really well. I was picking them up for like $2, selling them for like $30-$40 depending on the brand. FootJoy was one of my favorite brands to sell at that point too. I don't know how well FootJoy is doing anymore. I don't think it's that strong of a brand. It's kind of oversaturated, but golf shoes, golf clothing always sell really good. Let's see. Big body Akil. Yeah, we in there. You know what I mean? We in there. A little flex for the people. I have 2 questions. Do you ever return any merch or keep it all? Do people like to receive their shoes in the envelopes? I've always been scared to shipping those, so I always ship in boxes. I ship in padded flat rate envelopes every single day. It's never a day that I'm not using one of those. So I've never gotten any bad feedback or any messages or anything like that where somebody was concerned about it. I just think it's just a good way to save money on shipping. And for me as a customer and as a seller, my biggest thing is always shipping time. If I'm buying something, I don't necessarily care how pretty it's packaged. I just want to make sure that I got it, and I got it quick, and I got it safe. Same thing for Poshmark. Same rules apply over there as well. Even though I know a lot of people enjoy tissue paper and stickers and glitter and all that type of stuff, for me, it's all about just getting it fast. So I always tell people, invest in those poly mailers, especially if you're shipping out clothing. You definitely want to do that. But if you're shipping out shoes, boxes are always good too. But check out my video that I did on pirate ship, and that you can still save some money on shipping costs as well. Even if you don't have the box, you can still just use some of the priority mail boxes and just use those for shipping supplies. Let's see. How do you feel about promotions on eBay for your items? And do you do promotions? And if you do, what percentage do you do? What do you use for your listings? So for me, I like to use everything on 1%. That's what I've been doing for a while. Maybe I'm not going to say ever since promoted listings started, because when promoted listings was new, I definitely wasn't using it. And once I started using it, I seen the huge difference. In the early stages, I used to feel like any item that sold, if I was promoting it, you would always see that it was sold via promoted listings. So that kind of made me a little nervous about it, because of course, you're paying for the promoted listings. And I knew that was just eBay's way of trying to bring in more money. But at the same time, it works. It's one of those things where it definitely does work. Not to say that if you use more of a percentage, I'm not going to say if it works best. I definitely don't do the trending rate, whatever the trending rate is for that item, I never do that. I'm going to start tinkering around with it a little more, because I've seen other people in other reseller videos talk about like increasing it on every item. So say you did promoted listings for 1% every item. I've heard some people say they started doing 5% with every item. That way they can gain more traction to their store, and then they put it back down to 1% or take it off completely. But that way eBay's already started to push your items. So that's just some different stuff I've been hearing. So I'm going to give it a shot and try it out. But promoted listings definitely do work. Let's see. Kicks Griffey checking in. What's good, bro? What's going on with you? I hope all is well. When you sell shoes from Ross, do you cut the zip tie that holds the shoes together, or do you leave it be? Yeah, I always cut it off. I try to cut the zip ties off. I take out the size sticker. I take off the pricing tag. I make sure I remove the pricing on the bottom. I just try to take off all, like, any signs that it came from Ross. I try to remove all of those signs. Some people, they don't care, but for me, I just think it looks more professional and just an overall better presentation when everything is removed. And I use Goo to remove like the silver writing, the silver marker that they use, or depending on the quality of the shoe, if it's a rubber bottom, I might just use an eraser and that rubs it off too. But I just try to make my stuff more as presentable as possible. Let's see. What about cleats? Are they good to source? Yeah, absolutely. Cleats right now is good to source. And depending on the size also really, really matters. You don't want to go to Ross when they have like the clearance sale and they got cleats for 50 cents. There's a reason why it's 50 cents. It's because the size is terrible. The colorway or the comps are just not good. So other resellers didn't pick it up. I usually try to focus on baseball, football, and soccer cleats. I've been seeing some lacrosse cleats. I don't necessarily sell those, but the longer you've been doing it, you'll kind of figure out which cleats sell better than others. But you can definitely get caught up in picking up the wrong cleats and it just wasting your time. But the more you do it and the more you're checking comps and you're getting familiar with different styles, the better off you'll be. So, like I said, just in case anybody just joined the chat, this is one of the items that I picked up. I picked up 5 of these Radical handheld games. These have been selling really well for me. I might get about $15 each for them, $15 free shipping with all of those items. So I'll probably make, give or take, $9 to $10 on all of those items. Now, next thing that I picked up, and this was really dope. This was $17.99, and full case included, everything that you would need. Got the charger here as well. The charger, anytime I find these, they never include the charger. But I got a Nintendo DS Lite for $17.99. And also the really good thing about this is the simple fact that it included the stylus. Usually anytime I find these, they don't have the stylus, and you might have to lower the price just a little bit. But this one was in really good condition. This one was this is a pink Nintendo DS Lite. So, and it's in really good condition, no crack screen or anything like that. It looks like somebody drew some blue with some marker on there. So I'm definitely going to use some Goo Gone to remove those blue little touches on there just to clean it up and make it look nice. But I definitely tested it out in the store and it works. It turns on just perfectly. And I also have some Nintendo DS games. So I'm going to just pop those in really quickly, make sure that it's recognizing the game. But I picked these up for $17.99, which seemed like a lot. But after checking the comps and seeing how much they are when you bundle it with the charger, you can sometimes get 60, 70 bucks for these type of stuff, especially when I'm going to throw in the case as well. I'll definitely shoot somewhere around 70 bucks for this. And it might sit for a while because I know some other people are selling theirs for like 40, 50 bucks. But because I do have the charger and this case, I think I have a strong case of shooting up a little higher, maybe 65 bucks. We'll see. But after checking the comps, I felt really confident about it. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated as usual, let you guys know how much this sold for. But I think $17.99 is a really good price. Drop a comment, let me know if you guys agree. And let me hop back in the chat, see what we're talking about here. I have customers doing bids and telling me they will pay on Friday. Meanwhile, it's Monday, for example. That's just the way it is when you're dealing with auctions. For me, I try to do all of my auctions. I try to do all of my listings as buy it now, just to avoid that. Because bad enough if you're accepting offers on items, buyers can make an offer, you accept the offer, then they don't pay. Same exact thing with auctions. Somebody might have bid earlier on in the week, and then they're finally starting to pay. They might even have buyer's remorse, and then they never pay. So it gets kind of tricky when you're dealing with auctions and accepting offers. That's the main reason why I took offers off of the majority of my listings, and I don't do auctions. For me, doing auctions can get really tricky. So it depends. If I find an item that the comps are kind of all over the place, and for instance, if it's an item that I spent, 20 bucks on, and I definitely want to make sure that I sell it for at least 50 so I can double my money, I'll price it at 50 bucks. And even if I get one bid and that person wins, I'll be happy. If it goes up, that's icing on the cake. But I just try to price my stuff that way instead of kind of depending on the auction to kind of shoot up, because sometimes it does. Sometimes you might get a bidding war, but oftentimes you don't. So that's just a quick tip I got for you guys. Good evening. Love your channel. Question: how many listings do you need on eBay before you begin to see sales? I don't think it's about the number of listings. I just think it's mainly about the quality of the item. If you have brands and items that people are actively searching for on a regular basis, such as gaming stuff, right now, anything gaming related is super, super hot. That's why I didn't mind spending 18 bucks for this, because I knew it would sell pretty quickly and I can see a return really quick. Same thing with these type of handheld games. But the thing is, what are you saying? The question, how many listings do you need? I just think you just need to really focus on quality brands and stuff that people are actively searching for. And you don't want to pick up items that doesn't have a solid amount of sales in the last 90 days. If you pick up an item and you're the only seller with that particular item, that might be a good thing, but it might also mean that this item isn't popular and nobody's really searching for it. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but it is one of those things where you definitely just want to make sure that whatever you're trying to sell, it has a history of consistent sales. That's one of the biggest things. But I don't know. I wouldn't even tell you a specific listing amount, because when I first started, I just had a basic eBay store, and I still do, but I had like 50 listings, and I was making consistent sales even with just 50 listings. So it all depends. Let's see. I bought the Dymo label writer 4XL, but it doesn't work well with Macari printing the shipping label. It's blurry. Any tips? I wish I could help you out. I know I don't use Macari. Probably one thing you might want to try is try the screenshot method, the way how I do for Poshmark labels. I don't know if Macari sends you an actual label, but you might just want to, of course, download the Dymo app to your computer. And there's basically like a screen grab tool, and you can probably capture the label and then print it out that way. Give that a shot, because that usually works. That's what I do for Poshmark. So I'm not sure if they have like a similar platform or similar shipping system, but try that out and let me know if that works. Let's see. I picked up a pair of Nike Bristol shorts for $3.99 at Goodwill for myself, but after looking at the comps, we sold them for 120. Never heard of this style of Nikes, but definitely on the lookout for more. Bristol shorts, that's dope. I never heard of that. Definitely gonna have to check it out, but I have no clue what Bristol shorts are about. But I'm glad you got that money, because that's a hell of a flip. Those flips don't happen to me often, but whenever it do, it's a good day. Nintendo is so hot right now. Absolutely. I wish I had more of those Nintendo Switches or something. If I had a connect with that, I would be killing the game right now. Blessings to you as well. Let's see. Would you ever consider sourcing toys? Yeah, absolutely. I think for fourth quarter, I'm open to toys. I'm open to selling just about anything. I'm just one of those people that I enjoy shoes, and I was selling a lot of random stuff when I first started selling, and I was kind of losing the passion for it. And then when I kind of just honed in on one category to be like my niche, I started enjoying it more, and I started like really refining my methods and my sales tactics and like tips and tricks. So that's just what works for me. But I tell people all the time, if you're a thrifter and you're a really good picker, and your eBay store is just kind of random with whatever, that works too. You can still make good money on that. And I think that's the good thing with eBay, because everybody has their tips and tricks and their rules and whatnot, but everything is different, and everybody's business can still be successful even if we're all doing completely different things. But with toys, absolutely. Fourth quarter, toys are huge. I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on some. I think I might start trying to I think this is another tip I got for you guys too. For those of you that, like myself, going to start selling more on Amazon, you want to start now, because once you get to fourth quarter, they start restricting you and gives you a hard time. So I think I'm going to start, just trying to sell some stuff on Amazon slowly but surely. That way I can build up a good reputation. Let's see. Where are we at with the questions? All right. I was in Arizona this past weekend, hit up the bins and a few Goodwills in Scottsdale. Didn't find much. Yeah, for me, like I said, I don't even look at Goodwill anymore. I kind of hate that place now. Ever since I moved to Arizona, the ones in Scottsdale, I know there's a few different thrift stores out there, Salvation Army, stuff like that. I don't go out there often. I'm kind of like 30 minutes outside of Scottsdale, so I don't go there often, but they definitely have some good stuff. You just got to go at the right time. And during the week is usually best, because during the weekend, everybody's rushing to different thrifts. But during the week, I usually come across some better stuff. People are buying sunglasses like crazy. I sell 2 a week. That's what's up. People are shopping for everything right now. I don't know if it's because everybody got, not everybody, but I know a lot of people have been getting stimulus checks. A lot of people are unemployed, so they're getting that extra $600. So people are making more money now than they probably was making at their job. So shopping is huge. People are buying like crazy right now. Let's see. If you sell a new pair of shoes and get a return, can you still relist the shoes in new condition? I do it all the time, as long as, because even if it's tried on, to me, it's still new. Only time I get really finicky with those type of items is if we're dealing with like some expensive stuff where you're talking about more hype stuff, like some Travis Scotts or some Yeezys or just some exclusive something. That's when you can get into if it's been tried on, it's no longer dead stock. But the stuff I'm selling, $60, $70, $80 Adidas, maybe $150 pair of Vapor Max every once in a while. Those type of price points, I don't get too finicky. And usually when I'm buying them, somebody else may have tried them on in the store. So if it's a return and the tags are still on there, box is still in good condition, I still ship it out as new. If I get the shoes back and they've clearly been worn, then that's when I usually open up a case against the buyer, let them know that, I can't give them a full refund because the item was worn or return damage. And that's just a different conversation for a different day. But I usually don't get too tied up in if it's tried on, it's no longer new, because the majority of the stuff I'm selling is it's not that big of a deal for that audience. How long do you think the video game wave is going to last? It's really hot right now. Do you think it will ever end? Absolutely. And that's the thing. I'm not going to say, I don't know, because I feel like games have always been hot. I feel like people have always been buying and selling video games forever. I think right now it's just trending more because people are at home, so they have more time to shop. A lot of people are unemployed, so they're just at home to play games. But I don't know. I still foresee it continuing up until the end of the year because we're getting closer to fourth quarter and people buying more games during fourth quarter as well. So, I mean, at least for this year, I don't think we'll see any dive in video games and toys for that matter either. Let's see. What's up, Akil? Have you ever purchased items from Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, and returned them within 30-day period because you did not make a sale? I've done that a couple times, only with items that say I purchased it and at that point in time they were selling for like $100, and now 20 days later, 3 weeks later, now they're selling for 40. I'm definitely returning that item because chances are I probably paid $40 for that item. And a lot of times when you're dealing with Ross items or any type of retail arbitrage, it's usually a race to the bottom. So anytime I come across an item that's just completely tanked, I might return it. But I try my best. Like, I really try my best not to return items, only because I go to these stores every day and I don't want to be that guy that they know for always returning stuff. And because when I go to stores, sometimes I might buy maybe 50, 60 pairs of shoes. And in Ross, I don't usually get that much items. But in Ross, I might buy 10 pairs. And, if I return one, that's cool. But I don't want to be that person constantly returning items. So I try my best not to return, but it happens. It definitely happens. I just try not to make a habit of it, because even in the Nike outlet, I would overhear the workers saying, "Oh, this guy always returns," or "He's a reseller. Don't give him any help." Like, you hear people talk like that, and sometimes people just don't like resellers. They hate the fact that we're buying stuff and flipping it and making money. So when it comes to the return thing, for so many reasons, I just try not to do it. Macari have to screenshot for 4x6. Posh, you can change settings. Okay, yeah. So as long as you can screenshot it from Macari, you should be good. How do you know what's selling on eBay? April was good for me, then May was dead. On eBay, for me, like I said, since I focused on shoes, I just try to really figure out which styles are popular, which colorways people are looking for, which sizes sell fastest. So for me, since I kind of narrowed down on my categories, that's what kind of helps me navigate my store. I know you can try that thing, what they have called TerraPeak. That tells people what's trending on eBay. I never used it, but if you're brand new to eBay, or if you're just trying to figure out how to navigate it, try TerraPeak, because it kind of gives you some more analytics in terms of what's selling on the platform and what you can probably source. But for me, I'm so used to picking up the same type of stuff that when I go to thrift stores, my eye is usually directed to the same type of stuff. Where do you find used Travis Scotts? I have no clue, but if you find them, let me know and I'll buy them. I have no clue. How often do you pay yourself from your business? Do you take all the profits or put some back into the business? Very good question. All I do really is pay the bills, handle any other responsibilities that I have, and I put some money aside for savings and just basically all I handle is my responsibilities: bills, utilities, savings, all those types of stuff, life insurance, all those important things. And then the majority of that money goes right back into the business. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of helped me just see some longevity and see some continued success. Because when I have a big month, I celebrate and I'm glad and I'm proud. But at the same time, I'm trying to see another big month. So I just put that money right back into the business, whether that means investing in more inventory, just investing in whatever the business might need, packing materials, shipping supplies. I'm trying to venture into some other businesses as well. So I'm doing more research on that. But for the most part, it's really just about constantly reinvesting your money back into your business. And that's the way how you can see some continued success. There's a lot of people on YouTube and Instagram showing their monthly sales and how much they're killing it. But for me, it's y'all see at the end of my videos, I always say the marathon continues, because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'm literally trying to continue to see success for years to come. And if I get a good month, that's what's up. But we got to keep it moving to the next. So that's my best advice. We see a super chat up top, $4.99. Karen Shepard, thank you very much. You definitely are appreciated. Thank you. Life with Monique. What is a good size in men's sneakers? Good to sell. I answered this question several times. I think it's tricky, because usually 8.5 to about 13 is best for me. But I've sold size 14s, I've sold 15s. I think I see a faster turnaround between 8.5 to 13. I think the best size though, like a money size, or if you get like a good sought after shoe and a lot of people want it, 9.5 is what I've hit. What for me is what I've seen that's like the best size in terms of men's sizing, most popular. But outside of that, 8.5 to 13 is best. Once you start getting into those awkward sizes, 13.5, 14.5, it might still sell, but you're gonna have to sit on it for a while. Now let's see. I bought a pair of Nike SBs, Portmore Solar Mid, black anthracite. I'm trying to remember which shoes those are. I know it's some SBs, but I'm not a big SB head. I can't find any comps on eBay. I think I'm the only one on eBay that have them. Have you ever been in that situation before? Yeah, so if I'm the only person with one particular item, one shoe, I price it high. I price it high because I'm the only person with it, but I usually don't accept offers on items like that. But if I am the only person with a particular item, for that particular item, I would accept offers and I would just price it high. I might price it a little abnormally high. It might stand out and be like, oh, this will never sell. But I price it high just because if somebody really wants it, they'll pay my price. And if they're interested, they'll shoot me a solid offer and I'll accept. So you can try that. Christmas got canceled. Yeah, for a lot of people, Christmas is definitely going to get canceled. Not for me. Christmas is my birthday, so we're going to celebrate. But Christmas for a lot of people has definitely got canceled. Did eBay extend the 50,000 free listings for those who have eBay stores until August? Initially, it was to end in June. I think it's until the end of July. I didn't get a message if it's been extended yet. I know it's until the end of July, though. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, because I've been trying to use those up as best as possible. I've been listing stuff from my closet. Like everything I tell you guys to do, I'm only telling you guys to do it because I do it as well. I periodically go through my closet, go through just walk around the house, see if I got something I'm not using. And I've been listing stuff like crazy just to utilize those listings. Because even though I wish eBay gave us saved us money on fees or discounted the fees or something along those lines, the fact that they gave us free listings, I'm gonna use them. You know what I mean? So that's the best type of stuff I'm on right now. We got another super chat from Griffey, $5. Thank you very much. Question: Is there a reason why you price items like this? For example, instead of 10, you'll price it at $9.99. Why? Good question. So for me, I just think it's like a retail science. It's like buyers are just accustomed to seeing that $9.99, $19.99. Like buyers are just used to seeing that. So once you start pricing items a little more oddly, like $37.77 or $22.22, like start seeing items priced like that, I just feel like it sometimes can be a little jarring. It could just be a little weird for buyers, and they might just scroll past it. So for me, it's pricing it at $19.99. That's just what I've been doing for the longest, and it works. Not saying pricing items kind of weirdly doesn't work, because I've tried it too, and I price some items, like I said, $37.77, and it still sells. But for me, I'm just so used to that type of going to Walmart, seeing a price $2.99. So I just try to do that same thing. Let's see. Karen Shepard, info is priceless. Thank you very much. Let's see. Are you going to the stores daily? Yeah, for the most part, I definitely try to at least. I don't go to the same exact stores every single day, but for me, I try to go out every day. Like not the same stores every day, but I try to go out every day. Sometimes Sundays I might just hang out and just relax a little bit. But I try to go out every day. I have a lot of stores within like a 2-mile radius of me. So by me saying I'm going out every day, there's literally a Ross like 3 blocks down from my house. So I go there, I might check another Ross, and the Thrift is maybe 5 or 6 blocks away as well. So I just try to go to the spots that's closest to me. Then some days I might go to, a little further out. I might go to Tempe a couple times a week just to see if the outlets have restocked and if there's anything worth it. But I definitely always tell people you want to be consistent. You got to find something that works in your favor. And even if that means, you're listing every single day, that's your consistency. If you're going sourcing every single day, that's your consistency. I just kind of got used to doing it. So I just keep it up, and I put myself in a better situation of finding gems or just, learning something new, or even figuring out when they restock by going every day. the more often you do it, you figure out the system without even having to ask questions. Let's see. Do you sell on GOAT and StockX? And if so, would you mind making a video on how to get started? Actually, don't sell on either one of those platforms. I was thinking of selling on StockX, but ever since they started charging fees to buyers, and I thought that was weird. And I knew a lot of people have started to drift away from StockX. I don't know. I don't remember what that fee is. I think it's like 10% or 5%. I know it's a small percentage, but they charge buyers an additional fee to make a purchase. So not only are they charging tax and their shipping fees are like $15, but now they're charging an additional tax. So if I was to sell on anything, it will probably be GOAT. But ever since eBay implemented their zero fees for athletic shoes over $100, for me, that makes no sense to sell anywhere else, because everybody else has fees for expensive shoes. And I sell some expensive shoes, but for the most part, a lot of my items are like that $70, $80 price point. So for me, I just enjoy the eBay situation instead. How do you register this business as a sole LLC corp? I want to register it before next year. So I'm not sure what a sole LLC. So you can either be a sole proprietor, which you are right now. You don't need to necessarily fill out any forms or anything. You can operate as a sole proprietor. And if you want, you can get a DBA, which is called doing business as, and you can just kind of make your business more official that way. And you can just go to City Hall or anywhere. I think it's like I think it's this City Hall where you can go and you can just get your DBA form. But so there's a sole proprietor, LLC, and then you have corporations. It's C Corp, S Corp. I'm elected as a S Corp, which means that I pay myself monthly outside of the business, and my business is completely separate from personal in terms of like taxes and stuff like that. So it really just depends on what you want for your business model, what you see your future looking like in terms of your business. If you see yourself doing this as like a part-time basis, maybe making $20,000 a year, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, I would say maybe maybe being a sole proprietor is all you need to do. But some people jump in immediately and get an LLC. But like I said, it really just depends on what you want to do with your business. Let's see. Your tips are very useful. Thank you very much. Thanks for this information. I followed you some weeks ago, and my store has now a great impulse on eBay. Greetings from Venezuela. Oh, that's what's up. We got Venezuela in the building. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So let's see. Have you ever purchased a shoe that has 13 sellers selling the high, but no sales on eBay ever? Yeah, that's pretty common. I've seen that fairly often, especially if I'm doing like raw shoes, or even if I'm in the outlet and it's a shoe that's not necessarily rare, but it's not like highly sought after. If I see a bunch of like active listings and everybody priced their item kind of high, I might still take a chance on that item and just wait until the right buyer comes along. Because one thing you always have to remember with my eBay store as well, my sales are hidden. So unless it's an item that I have several pairs of, or it's like a numerous quantity of, my sales are hidden. So once this item gets sold on my eBay store, you won't be able to see the comps on this item. So just because you don't necessarily see the sold comps doesn't mean that they haven't sold. So if I see a lot of people selling an item and it's kind of expensive, I'll definitely take a chance on it. Why not? Let's see. Are you familiar with the brand McLeod? No, I'm definitely not. I'm not familiar with that brand. Not at all. Let's see. How tall are you? I'm about 5'9", 6 foot on a good day, but yeah, I'm about 5'9". Do you check buyers' reviews before selling to them? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. The thing is, I used to when I was accepting offers, and if a buyer sent me an offer for an item and they had zero feedback, chances are I would decline their offer, and I might message them and say like, oh, sorry, you don't have any feedback or something like that. But usually, since all my items, I don't accept offers, even if the buyer has zero feedback and they purchased the item from me, I might be the first person to leave them feedback. But when you're dealing with buyers, sometimes they might not have any feedback at all. So it is what it is. Goat has been good to me the last couple of weeks. That's what's up. As long as you got good shoes, like the good hype shoes that people are looking for, you can do well on those platforms. My stuff, I don't know if my stuff ain't that hype. I don't know. I got a lot of Adidas basics. I got a lot of Nike basics. I try to pick up some dope stuff every now and again, but it's all about what you can find. You know what I mean? I appreciate all the insight that you bless us with every week. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Like I said, I'm trying to do office hours. I'm trying to stay consistent myself. I tell you guys I'm gonna be on here every Thursday, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna stay on here for at least an hour. If it stays on longer and I gotta switch the battery, we could do that too. Blessings to you, brother Akil. Blessings to you as well. Do you have any regrets from when you first started reselling? That's a very good question. Any regrets? Only thing I regret is not like starting YouTube faster. Like I should have jumped on YouTube early on. I was one of those people. I used to like watch other people's videos and like comment on their stuff, but I never really like was active with it. So I feel like I kind of missed out on the opportunity by not starting out when I was like really fresh and really green and really figuring things out. I waited until I was more comfortable with what I was doing and more comfortable with my overall business model before I presented it. And I wish I just kind of hopped out there and just showed you guys all the mistakes, because I think it's best to show people both sides. It's important to inspire people and motivate people and show them, you know, when you make $1,000 a day in sales, it's important to show people that because it gives people hope. But it's also good to show people when you make mistakes and when you mess up and you keep it pushing. And I didn't show enough of that in the beginning. So I try to do it now. I try to show you guys the ups and the downs, but that's the one thing I do regret. Let's see. Did you have to get a reseller's license? No, that's not necessarily needed. It depends where you source from. Now, if you're sourcing from like a wholesale or like a liquidation place, they might require you to get a license. But for me, I'm retail arbitrage thrift store, so you don't necessarily need a license. Do you ever give bad reviews to buyers? No, eBay made that impossible. eBay, you cannot leave negative feedback anymore. Poshmark you can, but no one sees it, so it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, you can still, I guess, technically leave bad feedback, leave it as positive, and then write whatever you want. But I've never given bad feedback. Let's see. Lynette Danzy, hit that like button. Yes, please hit the like button for me. I definitely would appreciate it. Hit the like button, please. And just a quick tip, when it comes down to hitting the like button, it does help the channel grow because it helps more people see it. So when I say hit the like button, it's not just like hit the like button just because, like, it really does help more people see the video. Let's see, Life of Monique. Okay, thanks, because I'm trying to purchase a house and the realtor says I need to have the business taxes. Can you do a video on this? I actually did a video. It was more like an interview with somebody that's a professional. He does like real estate. Of course, he helps people with real estate as well, but he's like a professional. I don't even know how to call it, like a business specialist. So check in in like my catalog of videos, and I believe the title was how to start an LLC or something like that. And I covered a lot of good information in that video. Let's see. Do you have to be registered as a business in order to be able to expense materials used as a part-time, just as a part-timer? No, you can make write-offs as a sole proprietor. My very first year, I was a sole proprietor, and I had a ton of write-offs. Every expense you can think of, whether it's your phone bill, whether it's the space in your apartment that you use to hold inventory, whether you have an office, your cell phone bill, gas, anything you can think of that would occur as a tax write-off, I was able to use that. The difference is once you have a S corp or an LLC or anything like that, your taxes are completely separated. So you'll have the personal taxes you need to take care of, as well as your business taxes. And it's important to get some type of designation at some point or another, because especially depending on your state. When I was living in California, I think the taxes was like 38%. So once you hit a certain threshold, you'll get taxed like crazy. So for me, I decided to get an S corp. That way, even if I'm doing $300,000-$400,000 in sales, I'd still separate the business from the personal, and I wouldn't be taxed and penalized as heavily. So that's just the best tip I got on that matter. What is the logic / steps you go through when you need to determine if a sneaker is resellable in Ross? Well, it's really simple. So for me, if I'm seeing a shoe, if I'm familiar with the shoe, I usually don't even need to look it up. I'll just know it'll sell for some good money. If I see a shoe and I have no clue, I would usually check the style code, and that's usually right underneath the barcode. And I'll put in the style code, and I'll check it on eBay. If I can't find it on eBay, I'll put it in on Google, and I'll check the comps. And for me, is I try to make sure as long as I can double my money, I'll pick it up. And as long as I can double my money, I'm usually happy with that. Sometimes, of course, you try to shoot a little higher than that, of course, but the threshold for me is that at least let me double my money. And as long as it hits those requirements, I pick it up. Let's see. I've been buying hype sneakers at a good price on StockX as a savings / stock option and sell around vacation time. That's what's up. Yeah, so people get some deals on StockX. I just think it's the additional fees plus the shipping plus that additional fee that they just added. It just makes it tough, but you can still find some steals on there as long as you know what you're doing. How's life? Life is good. Life is good. We should be getting a house. I'm not saying we should be. We will be getting a house at the end of this year or at the top of or January for the latest. And the business is doing well. I'm healthy. I'm probably in the best shape I've been in years. So overall, I'm doing very, very good. My wife is happy. So as long as she's happy, I'm happy. Let's see. Hey, Akil just came on. Have you you may have addressed it already. Do you have a video on how to start selling on eBay? I mean, step by step. It is quite overwhelming. No, I actually don't have like a step-by-step video. I probably should make something like that, but I just feel like there's so many videos out like that I didn't even want to do it. What I've been doing lately, and I haven't even been like promoting this at all. I actually had a few like consultation calls where people are just wanting to, like, people found my channel probably from Poshmark, followed along the journey, and they see that I'm making the majority of my sales on eBay now. So people have been emailing me just asking, can they get an hour, 2 hours of time and just, kind of guide them through. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely send me an email. I got the email in the link in this video too. But like I said, that's not something I'm promoting because I'm not trying to get a ton of, people like asking me for help like that, because I'll help those that need the help and that are willing to really take the information and run with it. But I don't really see myself as a consultant, at least not yet. So that's why I'm not really promoting it. But everybody that's hit me up has definitely started to see some results. So it makes me feel good that I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Heading to Phoenix this weekend for yard run Saturday. Man, I haven't gone back to any of those junkyards. And I just got a text too. It said 20% off all parts. Shout out to Kevin. He put me on to just sourcing used car parts. And used car parts is tricky because it was cool doing it, but right now in Arizona it's too hot, and I don't even like being outside for any reason whatsoever right now. Like, for me, it's literally from the house to the car to the Ross, or from the house to car to the grocery store. But it's like being outside for any length of time, I'm out. So more power to you, my brother. I wish you success this weekend, but I will not be out there in that heat, bro. I can't do it. If you're trying to go to 3 to 5 stores a day, what do you think is the proper time to spend in each store? 3 to 5 stores a day. It depends on the size of the store, of course. But if you're selling clothing and shoes, it shouldn't take you too long to run through the men's section, check through the shoes. When I was doing 3 to 5 stores a day, I usually do maybe 25 to 30 minutes per store. So it's like a shuffle, and I'm really trying to maximize my time. Now, if I come across something I need to spend more time with, cool. But the goal is not to stay longer than 30 minutes in the store, because you don't want to waste too much time. You want to make sure that you're in and out. And that's what I always tell people. You want to be in shape. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a reseller, you want to be in shape, because it gets hard for you to, run around and do all these different type of things and go to these stores and carry these bags and all these type of stuff. So you definitely want to take care of yourself. I know a lot of people don't necessarily talk about that, because the older we get, we make excuses. But I'm about to be 31 this year, and I know it's like it's imperative that you stay healthy, you stay in shape, because 3 to 5 stores every single day is taxing. And if you're not in shape, after that third store, you're gonna say, you know what, I'm good, I'm not going. But if you're in shape and you're healthy and you're eating right, you might hit up 7, 8 stores in a day, and then you really start seeing some productivity. So just keep that in mind, bro. Keep that in mind. Let's see, out of eBay and Poshmark, which one shows the most consistency when it comes to sales? eBay, without a shadow of a doubt. eBay, 110%. Poshmark is not the same for me. And my self-discipline. Thank you, brother, for your wisdom and being a helper to one another. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I just missed it. Did you answer my question? Yes, I did answer the question. Let's see, Kevin. I hit them up once a month, and business is good. Yeah, Kevin is killing it right now with the used car parts. He's killing it. So when he says his business is good, he means it, because he'll sell a grill, like a Cadillac grill, for $400 or $500. Like, he's killing the game, and he'll probably pick those things up for like 20 a piece. So he's 10x sales. So he's doing good. So I still got some more stuff to show you guys. I'll probably run through that really quickly because you guys asked some really good questions, but I'm gonna just run through the rest of the stuff I got, and any other questions, I'm gonna still pick it up. So picked up this as well. This was $4.99. These modems been selling really well for me. They usually sell for about 25, sometimes $30. The downside is this one didn't have the adapter, so I might just sell this without the adapter, and I'll probably sell it for $20, maybe a little less. But this was $4.99, so I figured this was worth it. And as long as it works, I'll be happy. Oh, almost forgot before I get to these questions, y'all. This was something that was rare for me because in Arizona, I usually don't find that many like good clothing brands. So this is a bolo for those of you that are watching. So CC Filson. Those of you that know clothing, Filson is one of the best brands to source. CC Filson. I picked up not one, but 2 of these vests. And in my opinion, I think this is probably moleskin. It's like a felt type of fabric. But if I had to tell you guys what it felt like, it feels like moleskin. I had a moleskin overcoat when I was like working at a college, and I had that on all the time, so I'm familiar with the feeling. But CC Filson, I picked up 2 of these, $249 a piece. Look at the price on that, $249 a piece. It's crazy. These vests, I didn't even check the comps. I just know Filson always does well. I might probably sell it 60, 70, $80 a piece. I wouldn't be surprised if I was to check the comps today and those same vests are selling for 100 plus. But CC Filson, really good brand to be on the lookout for. I know it's been a while since I shared like some clothing bolos, but that's definitely one to be on the lookout for. Let's see. What is your max bench? I've been trying to get motivation to go to the gym lately, and you look like you know what you're doing. My max bench is not impressive, so I couldn't even tell you. It's probably like, I don't know, 225 for 4 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not that. I'm more of like into the bodybuilder mentality. So I'm just trying to sculpt and look good and lift light and preserve my joints. Because the older you get, your joints start to hurt, your bones start to hurt. So I don't lift too heavy. But in terms of max bench, I ain't got no impressive numbers for you. Let's see. Have you thought about selling pottery? No, not really. But I mean, if I find something that it catches my eye and I look it up, absolutely. I'm all about getting the cash. Let's see. Well, not that much, but I focus on stuff 100 plus. Yeah, you trying to be modest. I ain't mad at you. Let's see. How many times have you found yourself shopping for yourself while out looking for stuff to sell? In the beginning, I used to do that a lot. I would go to sneaker stores and pick up something for myself. Now, very rare. Maybe once every other month, I might get something for myself, but I don't do that as often as I used to. I'm just all money in right now. Like I said, I'm trying to get this house soon, so I'm all money in. Even if I'm buying something for myself, the last thing I bought for myself, if you watched my video yesterday, was a pair of shorts from Plato's, and those was $12. And prior to that, I don't even remember. It's been a while. Hit the like button, y'all. That's right. Hit the like button for your boy. Let's see. The gems are hard to come by, but I move lots of headlamps, low end, average about 170 to 200, and I just sold one for 509 yesterday. That's what's up. You are killing it, bro. Check out these used auto parts, y'all. There's money in there. As long as you don't mind, getting a little dirty and putting in the work, but there's money in there. So you're gonna get your own shop soon. I mean, like offline. I've been thinking about it. Since I've built somewhat of a platform and a decent sized audience on YouTube. I've been thinking about it, but I mean, the biggest audience is still by far on eBay. So it depends. If I come across like a good source where I can get a lot of inventory on certain items, I might put it on a separate site. But for now, eBay is working. So let's see. What advice would you give someone that lives in a small town that has no good stores to source from? You got to go online. Online arbitrage is your friend. You want to check as many like clothing stores that are known for good sales. Places like Nordstrom Rack. You might even want to do Macy's liquidation. I know that's open to the public. You might just want to just focus on online arbitrage because every city doesn't have good clothing and good thrifts, but there's people that's killing it still. So you just got to kind of think more creatively. Do you sell neckties? Yes, neckties. A good brand is something like Ketone is a really good brand. Trying to like Versace and other brands like that, of course, are really strong in terms of neckties. The only problem with ties, and especially now during the summer, they sell slowly, very, very slowly. So even if you get, say 100 ties, you might not sell one for a month. So it's kind of tricky, especially now since a lot of people are not going off to work. It could be tough moving neckties, but give it a shot. We still got some other stuff from this thrift haul though. Wanted to show you guys really quickly. This is something I usually don't pick up, but it was only $3.99, and I checked the comps really quickly, and this was selling for like I think it's like 60, 70 bucks, something like that. And what this is basically it's called the Midwest Center Stress Center. And typically any of these box sets that you would see with like a complete box set, these usually do sell for some good money. And it was complete. It had all the CDs and it had everything. So anytime I come across a solid box set, whether that's DVDs or something gaming related or anything like that, complete seasons, I usually always pick them up and they sell pretty well on eBay. So something like this, I definitely have to take a chance on it. And like I said, the comps are really strong, like 60, 70 bucks. And I would usually ship something out like this, probably pirate ship, just to save some money on shipping. So I'll let you guys know when this does finally sell. Let's see. Vandy's Closet. Hello to you too. Let's see. Chuck E. Cheese has officially filed for bankruptcy. That makes me really sad because I've been there a couple times and I haven't been there since 2019. I don't think I'll be able to come back. My man, it's sad that Chuck E. Cheese is closing. Let's see. Have you ever had someone try to grab something from your cart or buy something off of you before you pay? No, that's never happened. I'm not gonna say I'm like an intimidating person, but somebody's never jumped to my cart, tried to, like, I couldn't even imagine. I'm looking at my wife, like, couldn't imagine somebody doing that. But like, what? Literally could not fathom that. That would drive me crazy. But I definitely did. I feel like I was in maybe like Buffalo Exchange or something like that, and I picked up something before somebody else, and they probably like would ask or inquire about the item I picked up, but nobody ever really like offered to pay for it before I was able to check out. That's probably dope. I probably would just, if it's $2 and you're gonna give me 10 before I even get home, I might do it. Let's see. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese has some pretty damn good pizza, my man. Yo, I may as well Chuck E. Cheese. Let me see. Do you get taxed on the gross profit that eBay shows or the total net profit after all fees and cost of goods? Well, what do you mean? Do you get taxed on the gross? Because you definitely get taxed, but you get taxed on what you file. But I'm kind of confused on the question. Do you get taxed on gross profits that eBay shows? I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. This is another good bolo for you guys that I had to grab up really quick. This is the Bose 151. I think this is like an outdoor speaker. That's what I seen when I checked the comps. Bose is definitely one of those brands in terms of electronics that always sell for some good money. Regardless of what it might be, how old it is, I usually always pick it up. And it's actually 2 of these for $10. And there's no real way for me to test this, but I'm either gonna try to figure out how to test it. I'm probably gonna check Google and YouTube and see if there's a way for me to test it, because I don't think I have the actual wires, but I'm pretty sure it does work. But if anything, I'll sell it as parts, and I'll probably still sell it for some good money. But I just wanted to really show you guys the brand Bose, show you guys the logo just in case you're not familiar. But Bose is one of those brands that always sell good. If you're familiar with how to test these type of speakers and know what wires I might need, drop a comment, let me know. But Bose is definitely one of those brands that everybody should know about, especially if you're reselling. Let's see, Rock the Kicks. Why do you use Pirate Ship instead of printing the shipping label using eBay's portal? Is Pirate Ship much cheaper? Yeah, so Pirate Ship is much cheaper depending on the item. So first class items, that usually you're not going to see much of a change in terms of price. But sometimes when I have like a very heavy or like a kind of weird shape item and I need to put it in a large box, depending on the dimensions and the weight, you can ship something and the location. Those three things: dimensions, the weight, and the location. If you're shipping something on the East Coast, you can find yourself spending $25 on any certain item just in shipping. But with Pirate Ship, I've been using it for maybe 4 or 5 months now, and regardless whether it's East Coast, West Coast, I've never spent more than $9.56 on shipping. And this is coming from someone that used to use large flat rate boxes that was like $16, medium flat rate boxes that's 13 plus. I thought I was saving money by using regional A boxes, and even that is $10.80 depending on where it's going. So for me, I just realized that I was saving so much more money using Pirate Ship. The only downside is that it needs to be, whatever item you're using needs to be in a bag. So you have to keep like large poly bags on deck in order to put those items in it. But outside of that, you'll save a ton of money. Let's see. Have you ever been charged extra on shipping on eBay a month after the sale has been completed? I've noticed that on my end. I'll pay $9, then get charged an extra $5 because I was off 2 inches on height for FedEx. I don't use FedEx, but that's the thing. You definitely want to be as accurate as possible with your measurements, because they check those type of things as well, because of course they want to make every dollar that they can make. But the dimensions actually play a huge factor in the pricing. So I've never got any of those type of situations where I think the one time it was probably an item that was like 15.9 ounces, and once it was shipped and with the sticker and the tape, it probably went over a pound, so they might have charged me like an extra $2, but that doesn't happen to me often. Only one time off the top of my head. Let's see. Your chat is lit. Do you think this year we will be able to write off a lot? Absolutely. I think this year in particular, especially with all that's going on, they know businesses have been hit the hardest. So I'm pretty sure the write-offs are going to be, it's probably going to include a whole bunch more that we can write stuff off of it. Shout out to my wife. She's in the chat. Hey, y'all. What it do? Do you sell different categories in one eBay store, or do you have different stores for different categories? I just have one eBay store, and it's all a free-for-all. Everything goes on there. If I had like a bunch of different sources and I had like a really good shoe plug and a really good like random type of, say, gaming type of stuff, I would probably create 2 stores, but my inventory is maybe 90% shoes and the rest is random electronics like this. So I just got one eBay store. Oh, we need the charger. I need you. Is it close to you? I could see myself getting glitchy. No, the laptop charger. I could see myself getting glitch. But yes, y'all hit that like button for your boy. It definitely helps me out. I still got a couple more stuff, so let me keep going as long as I can. All right. Yeah, we powered in. Is the camera going to die soon? All right, y'all. We got some technical difficulties. Give me a minute real quick. Thank you. Some mad people in there still. Accessing. All right, y'all. So we are back. Just had some technical difficulties really quickly, but I'm gonna keep going and show you guys what else I got. So we got a pair of Magnani dress shoes. Now, This is one of those brands I used to wear fairly often when I was wearing suits and shirts and ties all the time. Magnani is a really good brand, and they was only $2.99, and they was $2.99 most likely because, as you guys can see, pretty dingy looking. But what I'm gonna do is put a shoe tree in here and just use a little bit of black shoe polish and make these look really good and just kind of get some of these creases out. But overall, whenever I'm buying used shoes, I try to pay attention to the heel drag, make sure that the heel drag isn't too bad and it's not like unleveled. And I also try to make sure that there's no holes on the bottom of the shoes. That'll just let me know that the shoe still has some good life left in it. And these shoes for $2.99 I felt was a no-brainer because these shoes were really, really good still. And this next pair of shoes, I didn't even check the comps on this one. Like I said, $2.99 for those Magnanis, but they should sell for maybe 50, 60 bucks once I clean them up. And this is a pair of cycling shoes, and I believe these are for women. And these type of, they're actually called cleats, and I usually always sell these for some good money. These were $3. The price is on the bottom. They were $3 for these, and these might sell maybe 30, 40 bucks. I'm gonna check the comps, but these are the brand is Shimano, and sometimes people see cleats like cycling shoes and they don't sell them, and they probably don't pick them up. But usually anytime I can find them, and if it has like some carbon fiber on them, those usually sell for way more money. So I always try to pick those up as well. Let's see. I remember you saying veggie. Veggie as in vegan? I'm definitely not vegan. Definitely not. Sorry, I remember you saying before you weren't planning on reselling forever. That's why I'm wondering your viewpoint on reselling in the future, clothing especially. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't see myself being a full-time reseller forever, only because I'm interested in different stuff, different opportunities, and I just like switching things up. So after a certain point in time, I'm sure I would scale back on the amount of reselling I'm doing. But of course, I'll probably still resell on a very small scale, probably forever, just because I enjoy it. Finding something for a little bit of money and then flipping it for more, that's always dope to me, but I don't think I'll be doing it on this large of a scale. When it comes to selling clothing and like clothing to clothing at scale, I feel like that's not, I don't see that being in my future, only because I've seen the pendulum swing to where I had to make a pivot in terms of my sourcing skills and just trying to figure out what I'm going to sell. And I just realized that the longer I've been doing it, clothing has just been slowly just dropping in terms of overall interest, in terms of the ROI, and especially used clothing now with the virus going on. A lot of people aren't necessarily interested in purchasing used items. And unless you're selling really strong brands, selling used clothing is tough because there's so much stores that have brand new with tags items and they're selling them so cheap that it makes it tough. So for me, I just don't see myself really sticking with selling clothing and stuff like that forever. But for some people, it's working. So if it works, do what it do. Do what works best for you. But that's all I got. That's all the stuff I had picked up from today's trip to the thrift. So I'm definitely going to be dropping another video tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's all the questions I got. So thanks again to everybody that hopped in the chat and asked the question. I'm going to be doing these every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.